Hi guys, and welcome back to Keep Smiling Adventures, and I've just got back from bikepacking the Yorkshire Dales 300. So in this video we're going to be doing the before you ride the Yorkshire Dales 300, everything you need to know, and giving it a difficulty rating, 1 being super easy and 10 being super hard, and then also my overall rating of how I found the ride. Again, 10 being amazing, get out there and do it, and 0, don't bother. So this is the before you ride the Yorkshire Dales 300 bikepacking route. Let's get into it. The Yorkshire Dales 300 is a 300 kilometre, 190 mile bikepacking route taking in pretty much the whole of the Yorkshire Dales. Starting and finishing in Skipton, this route is mostly all off-road with quite a bit of elevation gain over the course of the route. This route will give you a chance to take in the beautiful views of the Dales, test yourself on the climbs and enjoy some of the best descents in England. Old Roman roads, gravel tracks, some single track and some epic country road sections. The Dales 300 has a bit of everything, a route that will have you in awe of your surroundings but will also get your heart pumping and your legs burning while on the climbs, before being rewarded with a well worked for descent. This route follows different types of ways, so a GPS unit for mapping will be best. This is a route for someone with good fitness and who is pretty comfortable on the bike with good bike handling skills, as the terrain can be steep and technical at times, although I found it to have very good flow, even if you do need to do a bit of hiker bike on some of the climbs. The Dales 300 has some of the best descents, being mostly wide open gravel tracks that you can really let go of your brakes and enjoy them descents. The descents tend to start nice and flowy at the top, but do often get a little on the rough side as you approach the lower sections, so having good bike handling skills is a must. This route will be for someone who likes to be quite self-reliant, as although you can come off course to some of the more built up areas, the route tends to stay away from the busier towns or villages. There are a few small village shops and tea rooms along the way, but they can be few and far between. Collecting water along this route was fairly easy, as there was quite a few streams around the route. However, other animals do drink from these, so it's recommended to use a filter. The Dales is also a very open area, so the weather can be hard going with strong winds and heavy rain. So if you are thinking of taking on this route, it's best to be prepared for the worst. The most optimised bike for this route would definitely be a hardtail mountain bike. However, I took this route on with the gravel bike with 50mm tyres, and I have got to say I had a lot of fun. You will have a bit less hiker bike with a mountain bike on the climbs. However, there is plenty of great riding for the gravel bike on this route to make it worth taking with you. It's the only bike you have. But you will definitely want bigger gravel tyres at 45mm and be pretty confident, as there is definitely a good amount of rough and steep stuff. You will want the easiest gearing you can get, as there is a lot of climbing and good bike handling skills. The wild camping along this route was mostly pretty easy, as it is pretty remote, meaning there was plenty of places to set up for the night. However, it is England, so it's not technically allowed, so if you do decide to wild camp, set up late, leave early and leave no trace. There's quite a few official campsites around the Dales, but you may need to pre-plan and book early, as the Dales is a popular spot for hiking in the summer months. Hotels and B&Bs are available, but you'll probably need to come off course, as the route really doesn't go through many built up areas. A tent being the best option on this route, or a bivvy, as there are no trees for hammock camping and it is very open. This route starts in Skipton, which has a train station. The train company is Northern Rail. They do allow bikes but are limited on the number of bikes, so it's best to pre-book your bike when buying your ticket. In my experience with Northern Rail, they are not overly strict on booking bikes as long as you travel at the quieter times. Also, every time I have used Northern Rail trains with the bike storage has either been stand in the doorway and keep changing sides if need be, or an actual bike space where you can lean your bike in a dedicated space. I have never had to hang my bike, so you shouldn't have to worry about tyre size not fitting in them hooks. The difficulty of this route is going to be a 7 out of 10. It's not an overly easy route with the fact there is a fair amount of elevation and some of the terrain can get a bit rough and steep, especially if you opt to do this on a gravel bike. However, I found the route to actually flow really nice in the direction of anti-clockwise. You definitely had your work cut out with some of the climbs being steep and rough, but you were nearly always rewarded with a really nice descent. Being in a place where it is very exposed adds a bit more difficulty, and not going through many places with facilities also adds to the difficulty. It's not a beginner's ride, that's for sure. It is for the more experienced rider. My overall rating for this route is going to be an 8.5 out of 10. I had a really good time on this route, and although it did have its hiker bikes, you are nearly always rewarded with some of the best views and descents. Descents that feel like they actually last. The route doesn't just make you climb to instantly descend. When you get to the top of the climb, it finds a way to flow down without losing too much elevation. At least up to a certain point, where then it drops you into the rough stuff and keeps you on your toes. Wide open tracks making it easy to pick the best line helps keep you on the bike, helping to keep a good rhythm and keep clocking through them miles. Lots and lots of amazing places to stop and enjoy the views, which are in every direction in the Dales, and some amazing places to set up camp for the night. It's a route that will test you, but it also keeps on rewarding you time after time. So there we have it, guys, the Before You Ride Yorkshire Dales 300. It was a route I had so much fun on. It's so full of beauty and some of the best descents you could possibly have. They just felt like they went on forever, and they were long and they were flowy and they were fast, and yeah, just absolutely just a lot of fun. Definitely a route I recommend checking out if you want a good 3 to 4 day bikepacking trip around the Yorkshire Dales. Definitely get out there and do it. Probably wait until it's a bit nice weather, because the Yorkshire Dales can definitely get very brutal, I should know. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful and you want to see more of this type of stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Can we get to 10,000 before the end of the year? We might make it, who knows. But until next time, keep smiling, enjoy the adventure.